Yep. I'm Chief Paniccia with the Clay County Sheriff's Office. I'll spell that for you because it's a tough one. It's Paniccia. Want to thank everyone for joining us this afternoon. On behalf of Sheriff Cook, she told me to express she's sorry she couldn't make it today. She had an obligation, but I'm here to answer any questions you might have about the DL checkpoint that we had here in Green Cove Springs today, this morning.
Question. What's your first name?
My first name is Dominic.
Dominic.
Yes, sir.
Can you spell that too?
Domenic.
Okay. Well, first of all, are you surprised by how much attention this has gotten?
I'm a little bit. 28 years of law enforcement. This is my first press conference on a driver's license checkpoint. But hey, transparency is what we're all about. If you guys got concerned about why we're doing something, my job here to explain why we're doing something, work you through the details of what we did, the outcome of it, and that'll be it.
Can we talk about the outcome of everything?
Yeah, I will. So we ran this operation, this driver's license checkpoint. Let me just say that we live in a community where I am so happy that the number one complaint we have is traffic. It's distracted drivers, it's speeding, it's people not paying attention, people on the phone. Unfortunately, on a serious note, less than 2 weeks ago, we had a tragic fatality about a mile from where the DL checkpoint was conducted today. So what we did, we set up an operation that ran for 2 hours today in Green Cove Springs, where we wanted to predetermine. We don't pick who we're stopping based on any kind of characteristics or patterns. This is a predetermined number of vehicles. An example, every fifth vehicle is pulled into our driver's license checkpoint, and we're just making sure that the motorists that are on the Clay County roadways have everything they're supposed to have, a valid driver's license, insurance. And as a result of that, sometimes that leads to other things. So we did that for 2 hours today from 9 to 11. We stopped approximately 110 vehicles. Happy to say the average stop per vehicle was less than a minute. So it was about 45 seconds. It resulted in 2 traffic citations, which is not a lot. So kudos to our Clay County community and our residents. They're doing the right thing. 2 citations is very good. 0 arrests. And you know what? You're going to see more of these. When traffic is your number one complaint in the community, and as a chief, I have a responsibility for the traffic unit, you're going to see more DL checkpoints. You're going to see more saturation patrols for those distracted drivers, the aggressive drivers, the DUI checkpoints.
So I think one of the questions, when we were talking to community members, we were like, have you ever heard of something like this? And they were all saying no. But I know Clay County Sheriff's Office says that this is not a new thing, right?
No, this is not new to law enforcement.
How often would you say these typically are done? I mean, if you had to
We're
guess.
big about our names sometimes, and we're big about naming our operations. So just because it was called the DL checkpoint, I think that's what threw people a little bit. So one of my passion projects in the last couple years was the Gateway to Clay. And what that is the Wells and Blanding area that borders Jacksonville. And we had some driving issues up there. It's our number one intersection in the county for bad driving and traffic crashes. So we did similar to today, but we called them something different. We called them saturation controls, where we basically send all the people out there and we stop violators, aggressive drivers. So this is nothing new to law enforcement. I guess the name just kind of threw some people and like, what are you doing? And that's why we're here, to tell you why.
And you said we can expect to see more of these.
Absolutely.
Conducted in a similar way.
Absolutely. I actually have some traffic people that are new to my unit that are signed up for some schooling to get a little bit better with DUI checkpoints. You're going to see those. I think we can all agree driving under the influence takes lives. It's something that's not going to be tolerated. So you're going to see those coming as well.
Do you think it was like kind of shocking when you heard some people were concerned that if this had something to do with undocumented immigration, like did the department get shocked by hearing some of that?
I wasn't shocked. What I'll say to that is it's not only immigration. So when you do these DL checkpoints, you obviously have contact with a lot of people. So what I do when I'm doing planning and the team is doing planning, you put people that specialize in different things. Because what can you encounter? It could be immigration, 100%. But you know what else you can encounter? You can encounter a missing juvenile that you've been looking for. You can encounter someone with a warrant, whether in county, a local warrant, out of state, felony or misdemeanor. You can encounter narcotics. So what we do when we plan these is we put the staff in place, my traffic unit who specializes in driver license and driver's behavior, members of the fugitive unit who specialize in people that have outstanding warrants, narcotics, maybe you didn't see them, but narcotics people that can respond and handle a narcotics investigation. And then along with that, deputies from the sheriff's office who are trained or have an expertise when it comes to immigration. So not really shocked. I knew it would come up, but we had everything there to handle whatever we encountered.
Do you have any, thoughts on, there was a local, immigrant advocacy group that actually put out like a warning on social media telling people to avoid the area. Do you think that's helpful, or do you feel like that's like kind of, there's all the issues with people doxing ICE agents and things like that.
I think it's just part of being an American. I don't really get into that part of it, the politics part of it, to be honest with you. I just have a job to do. If they send that out, then so be it. I will tell you that we had zero contacts with any immigration violations or anything even related to immigration today. There were no agents out there or anything like that. So we, as a sheriff's office, I think we accomplished today what we wanted to. We made sure that people operating their vehicles on the roadway had what they needed. Not only do we appreciate that, but I think the citizens do. Someone's not out here operating a vehicle with no insurance and no driver's license. And once again, kudos to the community, because 2 people out of 110 is pretty good.
What were those citations for?
I believe one of them was for no driver's license. I cannot comment on the other one, but it was also driver's license related.
Okay.
And they were not, no arrests or nothing like that. We're talking about a civil penalty.
Gotcha, like just driving without the license
Correct,
on them or something.
correct.
Gotcha.
I take that back. The other one was actually they couldn't find their license, and then they did.
Oh.
So we actually retracted one of them this morning.
To speak about the
The first one was they did not have their driver's license.
Okay.
No driver's license.
And my follow-up questions, I know based on how many people you guys pulled over, 110 you mentioned.
Yes.
What are some things that you guys want to take away and implement moving forward, or how you guys are planning to expand like other locations?
I think one thing we want to take away from is that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that is a comfort to us, and that's something that we like. I mean, that people are out there. I think I saw a clip from one of your news things where you actually talked to a woman and she said, listen, it was less than a minute. I was not inconvenienced because I have everything I'm supposed to have. So that's what we take from this. We're not going to target any specific areas. We want to move around the county and make sure that everyone's doing just as good as Green Cove Springs was doing this morning. And we always take into consideration things like, listen, traffic is an issue, whether you're talking about Jacksonville or the growth of Clay County. We always want to take into account people's drive time to work, driving to daycares with their kids. We're not trying to disrupt you and make your life more stressful. So we picked a time where school zones were done, people should be at work, and traffic should be at a minimum. Now, I do want to say this too. When we conduct these, even though I said every 5 cars, the people that run this have very clear guidelines. If we start seeing traffic backed up and we're causing the hazard, that's going against everything we're trying to do with the DL checkpoint. So they know, we might say every 5 cars, but traffic's getting backed up, send them all through. Let's get this traffic cleared out. And once it's cleared out to a safe number of cars and some people can get going on with their morning, we'll get back to our every 5 cars. Yeah.
This today's DL checkpoint was in direct response to the fatality in front of Clay.
I won't say it was a direct response. It's not like we had the fatality and I said do this. We've been talking about doing this for a while. I will say that the area is pretty close to where that happened. That was tragic. And as you know, my traffic unit, we just don't go out here blindly and just say, hey, this seems like a great area to educate drivers and to enforce, traffic laws. We try to put some science behind it. Why do I want to spend all my resources and time in an area where we don't have violators and we don't have traffic crashes and we don't have fatalities? So as a sheriff's office, as a chief, as my lieutenant of traffic, we try to put a little data behind where we do this enforcement, where we have numbers of speeders, where we have crashes, and that's the areas we target.